Hello and welcome everybody to day one of the qualifier weekend. So I managed to qualify for this. I typically qualify for this every month because all you need to do is finish in the top 250 every month in either side of the mythic ladder. And of course, since we try to hit rank 1 every month, we basically get there every single time. But what this means is we get to do a seal deck to try to make day 2. And at the very least, we get these free gems, which is nice because I can always use more gems. I want to catch up to haumphmtg, who has like 400,000 gems. So only 300,000 more to go. But basically today, we're going to be playing a very, very long day of sealed deck. Best 2 out of 3, I believe. And if we get to 7 wins, we qualify for day 2. And then if we do well in day 2, we qualify for the Arena Championship, which will give us a chance at winning very large cash prizes, along with the potential to qualify for the World Championship. So, we're going to start things off here with Sealed Deck and see how we do. Now, before I head into the Sealed, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to make any purchases through the website, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Additionally, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, go to HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Also, they're going to be at MagicCon Vegas, so tell them Paul sent you, and they can also give you that 10% discount on site. All right, let's go. I either want to open something awesome or something terrible. If I open something terrible, then I don't have to play all day. But if I open something awesome, then I have a good chance of making day 2. Let's go! Well, that's terrible. That's terrible. But I opened a Twitching Doll and a Valvagot's Onslaught. And I said it wrong again after nearly 6 weeks or whatever. But anyways, we have 2 amazing green rares. Don't really care for any of the other rares. Toby's fine, but obviously I don't really want to be white-green. But we will, of course, play whatever is given to us. So let's take a look at some of these cards here. Taking a look at the white, we have the Cheerleader, everybody's favorite, Orphans of the Wheat, Hardened Escort, Toby, Trapped in the Screen, Grand Entryway, Lionheart Glimmer, Double Seas from Slumber, which I actually do like in basically any white deck. It's just one of the better white removal effects. So 2 Seas from Slumbers, a Glimmer, a Trapped in the Screen, and a Toby. So that's not bad. We'll have to take a look at what maybe some of the uncommons might give us. And then taking a look at blue, we have a Fear of Isolation, which is great. We have Get Out, Paranormal Analyst. The Piranha Fly, surprisingly okay if you're aggro. I do like Glimmer Burst, especially in Sealed. I also like Meat Locker in Sealed. I just like card draw in general. Double Vanish from Sight is also fine. Blue looks okay. Moving into black, we have Final Vengeance with Double Innocuous Rat, which is a really nice setup. I like the Stick Twister, Murder. So a couple of good sacrifice cards here in black. And then a couple of Derelict Addicts, which I do like a lot in Sealed deck. Black, of course, you want to pair with red. And we do have a Percussionist, Hand That Feeds, Piggy Bank, Specialist. I don't mind the Razorkin. All right, red looks okay. Nothing too special. But we know that we will almost certainly play green. So, Beastie, Burrower, Cartographer, Manifest Dread. Okay. Yep. Green is definitely going to be something that I play. I'm not too sure on the Greenhouse Rickety Gazebo. I've played it before. It's quite slow. Double Terramorphic Expanse is a welcome sight. There's the Jolly Balloon Man and Midnight Mayhem, which is good in Boros. That's we have 2 Terramorphics and a Strangled Cemetery, it looks like, as the only mana fixers. And then we have some of these multicolor cards. I'm not going to play Marina Vendril. And all right. So, you know what? I'm just putting everything in. Let's be real here. All right, I'll even put you in. Okay. So, everything looks pretty green looks pretty decent here. I'm going to clean all of this up and then really see what we have to work with. All right, so this is now what we have laid out in front of us. And what I like to do in Sealed deck, I think it's extremely important to make sure that you have enough removal for opposing bombs. So you want to gravitate towards the colors that give you access to that removal. And the first thing that stands out to me is that the red just doesn't have any removal. We have the Impossible Inferno and Glassworks, I guess, as potential cards that we'd like to splash, but everything else simply just looks okay. So I'm just going to eliminate red as an option. Another thing I really look at is card draw. So that's another thing that I'm going to take a look at. And for card draw, we have both black and blue. Black giving us access to Derelict Addict, which is significantly worse than blue's Glimmerburst and Meat Locker that we have available here. It does look like black is a smidge deeper than the blue, so I think that those are the things that we need to consider when we choose these colors. Obviously, we are definitely playing green with the Twitching Doll and the Valvagot's Onslaught, so it's really just a matter of what do we want to pair with the green, and then additionally, what do we want to splash, right? We have the Strangled Cemetery, which definitely makes it so that black, it's like if it's close, it might be a small tiebreaker. Black gives us access to Final Vengeance and Murder as removal effects. We have no fight effects here in green. So that's one thing to note. So black gives us 2 removal spells, whereas blue gives us nothing, right? Blue simply gives us a couple of bounce spells and a Meat Locker. So that could be a reason to move into black here. One nice thing about blue, though, is that you do get Growing Dread and you get Paranormal Analyst. These are really good manifest payoff cards, along with Fear of Isolation, which is just a premium uncommon. And then those cards go well with the green, which gives you access to the Valgabot's Onslaught, the flip side of Moldering Gym, Threats Around Every Corner, and then also Manifest Dread, right? So blue and green do have some nice little synergies, whereas black and green maybe not as much, just because you're just getting kind of some of the removal effects. One thing you note here also is that in white, you have access to several good cards here that I'm going to put on the right side here. I don't think white is something I am interested in playing as a main deck color, where you have a bunch of just random creatures that look to attack. I'm not that interested in that in sealed, but I do have Trapped in the Screen and Double Seize from Slumber as removal spells, and potentially Rite of the Moth as a maybe potential splash card if I want to look into do the Reanimator thing. But we'll note that at the very least, I'm going to be potentially looking to splash at least maybe some of these removal spells if I find that I'm short on interaction, which it feels like we might be. Also, our mana fixing is pretty good. We have double Terramorphic Expanse, Twitching Doll, Moldering Gym, and also Spineseeker Centipede and Threats Around Every Corner. So we can really get very creative with what we choose to do with our configuration of cards to try to fit the removal in. That being said, the Jolly Balloon Man is probably too much of a stretch. But like, can we splash red and white? I don't know. I think I probably am not going to splash the red. Disturbing Mirth is okay. I have Final Vengeance and the Egotist as the only ways to sacrifice enchantments, which means I probably don't want to splash the red here. I think the white probably acts as a better splash in most instances, so we'll leave that here on the side. And then, like I said before, it's do I want to go blue-green or do I want to go black-green, potentially splashing the white, noting that I will have plenty of cards in either configuration. You know, I'm going to start with blue-green here and just take a look at what that looks like here. And so this is the blue-green deck laid out, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of like the look of this. It's got a fantastic curve. Like, I can cut the Piranha Fly. I even have 2-drops I can cut from this configuration. These are all the ones I like more than Piranha Fly. And Toby, certainly not the type of card that maybe you want on the splash as much. I don't have a lot of ways to generate tokens, so if you play this on turn 4 or turn 5, is it really even that strong? I think the answer is probably no. So this is what we have, and I still need to cut more cards. This is 43 cards. Maybe Get Out is something that I can cut. And we still have Trapped in the Screen, Double Seize from Slumber, a couple of bounce spells, so 3 kind of hard removal spells, 2 Vanish from Sights, and a Meat Locker. Decent late game. I don't know how good Fear of Exposure is in this deck. We do have a House Cartographer. Maybe we can cut some Glimmer Lights, but this looks like a really, really solid configuration with a decent mana curve. Now, this deck doesn't have a million bombs, I will say. We have a Twitching Doll, which is just decent. We have the Paranormal Analyst, which is nice with a bunch of manifests, and we have, 1, 2, 3, 4 manifest cards, so not a ton, but certainly it has the tools to put up a reasonable finish. So I don't mind this setup at all. And I'll try to figure out what my last couple of cuts will be, but let's also lay out the black-green deck just because that'll have access to more removal. Okay, so now this is the black-green version of the deck. There's a couple of Innocuous Rats, which are okay. The thing is, I don't have a ton of good Delirium payoffs, so you know, it survives, and we do have a single copy of Final Vengeance to go with the Innocuous Rat. The Osea Stick Twister is a nice card with Delirium. Oh, I also have the Beastie. Sure, okay, so I have a couple of Delirium cards. Now, Derelict Addict is fine, but I do think it's much worse than Meat Locker and Glimmerburst as card draw effects. We have Defiled Crypt, but if you actually look at our deck, we actually don't have a ton of good creatures to get back even, right? We just have, like, I think part of the issue with this deck, it looks like it just doesn't have that much power in the late game. Now, the blue-green version also didn't have a ton. We had a Megalodon, I guess, but that is just one thing to also consider. Popular Egotist is decent just because we can sack the Rats, we can sack the Derelict Addict as well. Defiled Crypt combos with, I suppose, the Resurrected Cultist as well. So that's also something. And then black just gives us access to 2 more hard removal spells, right? So there's a world, I feel like I probably want to start with blue-green. It just feels a little bit smoother. Black, the key cards in black are basically Stick Twister, Murder, and Final Vengeance, right? Those are kind of the cards that stand out to me. The Egotist can be okay. The Cultist is all kind of filler level stuff. The Innocuous Rat can also be okay. But comparing that to the blue, giving us access to Glimmerburst, I do think Vanish from Sight is pretty solid. Maybe not as good as these hard removal spells, but still very, very solid. I do like Meat Locker and Glimmerburst more than I like the Derelict Addicts. Fear of Isolation is better than any of my blue cards. It's better than all of my blue cards. And then Paranormal Analyst gives you even more advantages, which I think is worth, especially in Seal deck. It's all about just all the card advantage that you can get. Get Out, I didn't consider yet. I have to look at my mana, but it might be pretty tough to pull this off. But this can be good if there's a lot of good come into play effects. Certainly good at trying to reset like Moldering Gyms, threats around every corner, stuff like that. And then what else does blue give me? Blue gives me access to Growing Dread as well, which isn't as big of a thing. But like I said, I think it's actually very close between the two. But I am leaning blue just because I feel like there's a little bit more card draw. And Fear of Isolation and Paranormal Analyst are better than Osea Stick Twister and Popular Egotist, in my opinion. So let's go back to the blue-green version, splashing the white. All right, so now we have this configuration. We have 41 cards here, splashing the 3 removal spells just because that's the one weakness with this deck is just a lack of interaction. I do like having 2 planes in my deck just because I have several manifest cards. I have 2 Terramorphic Expanses, so 2 Terramorphic Expanse plus 2 planes gives us 4 white sources, 5 from the Centipede, 6 from Moldering Gym, 7 from threats around every corner, and then 8 from the Twitching Doll. So our mana is looking rock solid here. I don't think I want to go less than 16 lands here. This is best of 3. There is no hand smoother. So let's go with the 17 lands. 7 forest plus 2 Terramorphics gives us the 9 green sources necessary to... That's what I like when I like being a base green deck, to have a minimum of 9 green. So that looks good as well. I like all my cheap stuff, and I like all my spells. I think the last card for me to consider cutting here is either Say Its Name, just because we don't have a lot of big things to get back. Now, we do have, I guess, Twitching Doll, but getting a Twitching Doll isn't even all that exciting. But, you know, we do have, 1, 2 Delirium cards, but we only have 9 creatures in our deck total, because a lot of our cards manifest into creatures. So I actually think that's another reason to not play Say Its Name. So yeah, I will actually cut that from my deck and just play the Glimmer Lights here instead. Let's do a quick overview of our sideboard here. There is a Get Out that we're not playing. I think with 6 islands, it's a little bit dicey. It's a fine card for sure, but I just feel like I'd rather just have the hard removal spells. Hopefully we can just curve out and use a good curve with some interaction to kind of push through enough damage to win. But I think this is a reasonable setup with what we've been given here so far. Decent mana, good curve, the appropriate number of interaction, and some stuff to do in the late game. So let's hop in here, and this could be potentially a very long day. It's 7 rounds. I need to pick up 7 wins and best 2 out of 3 sealed. All right, now before I head into the sealed deck, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, the best way to do so is through my Patreon channel. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support, as it really does mean a lot and allows me to continue doing what I do. All right, gonna go first, and all right, turn 2 Twitching Doll into turn 3 Glimmerburst. Even if I lose, I'm happy. Okay, well, I'm not... Okay, that's actually just full stop a lie, but it's a good hand. It's a good hand. Maybe I should splash Toby. Actually, going back at it, maybe I should splash Toby just because I just need more big things to do. What's nice? Flesh Burrower, okay. Ooh, Fear of Isolation, Glimmerlight combo, yeah. But I'm just gonna go Glimmer Burst. Say its name, some red-green Delirium, Beastie, nice. Do they have a... They have to have a land. It's a tap land, okay. Ooh, look at all that interaction. Alright, what do I want to do? I don't think I need to Fear of Isolation just yet. So I think what I... Because I don't care about killing the Flesh Burrower right now either. So I think I want to just go Glimmerlight and Flesh Burrower. Yeah, it seems good. Play Flesh Burrower, and then let's just equip onto this Glimmer. Beat down. Hey, like I said, we're curving out. We drew some cards, and our hand is chock full of removal. Here's my question to all of you. At what point do you crack the Twitching Doll? Right? Because you're always playing kind of this dangerous game, just because they can just kill it at any time. So, that's a thing. I think I'm interested in using Trapped in the Screen on the Survivor. And then just attacking. And I can play a Cartographer this turn too. I can attack like this and then give my 1/1 Death Touch. They're almost certainly going to block my Burrower, which is fine. I just have a lot of pressure here. And we have interactive spells to push the Cartographer through. Twitching Doll's at 3. So there's a lot of pressure for my opponent to kill the Twitching Doll as well. But if they kill my Twitching Doll, I get to find some lands. So, nice mix of cards here. A Piggy Bank, sure. And a Patched Plaything. Alrighty. So I have access to 6 mana here. I can choose to Vanish from Sight the Piggy Bank. Kind of like that. They're probably going to put it in the bottom. And then I can move the Glimmerlight. I don't want this land. I can move the Glimmerlight over to the Cartographer. And then if they want to trade, that's fine. That allows us to get a land. Okay. And do I want to crack this Twitching Doll now? I mean, 3 2/2s seems pretty good. They only have 2 cards, though. They're 12. Yeah, I still have stuff to do with my mana. Oh, you know what? I should have moved the Glimmerlight over. Actually, no, having it on here is fine. I'm telling you, it's just, I might regret this. Do they have Delirium? Creature, instant, sorcery. They do not. Alright, I feel like 4, you definitely crack. What the heck? Okay. Defiant Survivor, alright. And Patchwork Beastie, okay. I assume they're probably going to block my Cartographer, but I'm not super confident that they will. I mean, they can choose to trade. The thing is, this Defiant Survivor is never actually hitting me. Yep. I think our opponent recognized that. Let's bounce the Glimmerlight for maximum value. Play the land and then equip, I guess, a Spider so it can block the Plaything if they want to get aggressive. But we still have Seize from Slumber, a nice board here. We can beat down. I think we can just pretty safely attack with everything. We'll see what they do. Ripchain Razorkin, okay. Alright, alright. Alright, let's shave a Glimmerlight and try out the Toby here. Only because my mana is very good. And that combo seems good. And I feel like I need just like one more heavy hitting creature. Like the way I look at it is a turn 4 Toby is still pretty decent, right? Even with my ramp. All right, Toby. There it is. Hey, and nobody really wants 2 Glimmer Lights anyways. There we go. Look at Toby showing up. What a good buddy you are. Let's go get our planes. Turn 2 Flesh Burrower, turn 3 Toby. Alright, well, this is a totally fine hand. 2-drop into Toby, into Trapped in the Screen. Have a lot of good stuff going on here. Spine Seeker Centipede, alright. I'm not going to attack, actually. I want to... the reason being is I want to be able to attack with Flesh Burrower plus the Beast. So, if this trades with the Centipede, and let's say they play a 4-4, then I can't make an attack on the following turn, because I need another creature to attack with the Beast. So, Toby is unique in that way. Makes you play slightly differently. I mean, next turn I can attack with all 3, right? Like, I don't really need to give the Beast Death Touch, so I can attack with the Burrower, give Toby Death Touch, and then bash with all 3. I do also have Fear of Exposure, so I guess no, this costs 3 mana, so I can't really cast it next turn unless I tap 2 things, which doesn't even seem all that great. Okay, so they cast Monstrous Emergence, but they're not going to have another creature in play, so this is actually still fine because we can just go ahead and attack with both. Okay, they must have a Scorching Dragonfire, which is fine. I will play Glimmerlight and Growing Dread and be happy about it. Nope, they just blocked. Okay. They didn't kill my... Okay. Alright, look, it's round 1, okay? Keep in mind, I just wanted to give you some... This is round 1 of a big tournament. And we'll note that when I do my normal draft videos, I am playing against high mythic players every single time, right? So I actually feel like, in general, the quality of my play, at least in day 1 of these types of events, are going to be a little bit lower than what you see when I play against high diamond, high mythic players. So I have this Fear of Exposure that I certainly want to play next turn. Can tap my 2 1/1s and play it. And then move my counter over to the face down card. And that seems like it'll be fine. Don't really want to use Trapped in the Screen just yet. I mean, honestly, I can probably just... I could also just choose to move Glimmerlight here. And then attack with 3 things. Maybe that's better. Keep Toby around. Yeah, I like that. Whoa! Jump Scare? Horrid Vigor? Wow, okay. That's a Horrid Vigor. Alright, we have this lone Trapped in the Screen here now to deal with whatever else they might have, and then we're kind of out of gas. Like, if they deal with my Fear of Exposure, then I don't have a whole lot going on here. I doubt they're going to flip Tunnel of Hate here, though. If they have anything relevant to add to the board, like Tunnel of Hate is something that you do either when you're ahead on board, trying to push through damage, or you have literally nothing else to do with the cards in your hand. Surgical Suite to get back Centipede. That is sweet. That is sweet. Okay. Oh, I forgot I had that card in my deck. That is a good one. That is a good one. Wow. That was a... Break down the door. Holy cow. Okay, well... So now we have a pretty big question here. It's like, do I want to wait till I draw another land, or do I just go Onslaught for 2 and make 2 4/4s? Let's Onslaught for 2. You know why? Because I also have this Growing Dread. So if I hit a couple of creatures, that would be very, very nice. I got to look at my types. I have creature, land, that's a sorcery, so let's put instant in the graveyard. And then, in case I can pick it up with Fear of Isolation. Too bad manifests are not tokens, huh? Yeah, so I wanted to get in for a pretty safe attack with the 6/5. I could have attacked with some of the other 2/1s, but they did have 4 mana up with the manifest, so I didn't want to take that chance. But of course, we got ultimately punished with the break down the door. Now they might run out of stuff. Well, we'll see what... Okay, Bedhead Beastie. Trapped in the screen. Has your name written all over it. That's why you splash. That's why you just play random removal spells. Pass the turn, you're not doing anything. Let me go. Unless they have a coordinated clobbering. Alright. Put it here. Put it here. Do I attack with everything? So this goes here. Sure. If they block my Toby, then they're taking 8 damage here. All right. 6 life for my opponent. I'm going to keep the land in my hand in case I... Oh, shoot. I should have equipped. That was a mistake. It's not going to matter because I have infinite mana. And we got it there. So quick round 1 victory. But we have 6 more full matches to play. Now, if this goes a little too long, I might have to split it up into multiple videos. We'll see. I just realized something. I forgot to put the Toby back in for the Glimmerlight. Oh, well. Can somebody remind me to do that? Like between round 2 and 3, just type it in the comments. Just, you know, hey, Paul, you should put the Toby back in your deck. See, this could have been a Toby. Damn it. I even had the mana fixing. Whatever. Glimmerlight plus Cartographer is also quite nice. Hey, you know what? I can meat locker my own house Cartographer. I'm just saying it's a valid line. Okay, before you give me any funny looks, it's a thing I can do. I'm on the draw, you know what I mean? Oh, Norin. I guess we might just be doing the Glimmerlight thing here. You know what would be really good in my hand, though? A Toby. Oh, they got a nice little aggressive hand here. Well, that certainly changes things, doesn't it? Does it? It's like, if they have a removal spell, it's really bad. They just hit me for a lot. If they kill this, it's not as big of a deal. But this gives me far more upside, right? Like, if they don't kill it... No, let's play the Twitching Doll. The upside here is just massive, I feel. I mean, next turn, I might not even threats around every corner. I probably will. But this is a nice little limited start here. It looks like they mulligan maybe, though. Hauntwood Shrieker. Holy cow. That is outrageous. Look at this 1, 2, 3. You needed the mountain on turn 1, and then you needed to go runner, runner, forest for the Shrieker. Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't afford to have this manifest. That simply just can't happen. Oh, I drew the second Glimmerlight too. I don't even have an excuse anymore. Alright, I gotta meat locker this. It's gonna buy me some time. Even if they kill the Twitching Doll, I can double spell next turn. Hopefully I can draw Seize from Slumber. Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, jeez. I am just really impressed at their actual mana draw. This was perfect to let them play literally everything. All right. Like, this is a really impressive mana draw. And they hit a Wicker Folk. At least they don't have Delirium. Jeez. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Gonna double spell here. I can double block the Gremlin, get my Twitching Doll back, which is pretty good. And Norin can't really attack me because I have the 1/1. So honestly, they might just play the Thresher. Like, I don't know if they have a good attack here. But yeah, I think they just Thresher pass. Okay. All right. Well, now I need to do some equipping and such. Or is it just threats around every... I think it's just threats around every corner. Oh, God, this is so much damage coming in, though. Like, if I Glimmerlight and move this here, this trades, this still deals with... No, I feel like the way I come back from this is just with mana. God, Toby would have been so good. Like, this is not even joking. Toby would be absurd. Most valuable Slayer was their draw. I mean, what am I even supposed to do? I mean, this was just a case of just falling a little bit too far behind on board. Obviously, Toby would have helped. But at this point, I'm just probably too far behind. This was just a perfect draw. They have a good deck, but they have a good deck, but it's a beatable deck. So I feel like after sideboard, I can still get this done. But this is probably too much. We'll see what I draw, though. So they have Sheltered by Ghosts. I do have Trapped in the Screen. But like I said, they just have too much in play for me to be able to handle everything. I can go Trapped in the Screen on the Hauntwood Shrieker to prevent that nonsense from happening. Or MVS. No, but the Hauntwood Shrieker still gets me. I guess I can just Glimmer Burst and try to find, like, another land. I don't know. I mean, it's the best that I got. It's the best that I got. And definitely doesn't feel like a matchup where I want to go black, just because Derelict Addict doesn't seem very good if they're going to be this aggressive. We'll say this opponent definitely sequencing everything very nicely. And yeah, this is too much. I don't have a Wrath or anything in my deck. They had a nice aggressive start with some good follow-ups, and I fell behind and I lost. Simple as that. The other Glimmerlight could also be okay, but I kind of just like everything else in here. So let's just try this configuration and see how this goes. All right, going up against a solid Gruul aggro deck. Gonna choose to go first. I will keep this. No 2-drops, but I do have Trapped in the Screen on turn 3 plus Vanish from Sight, which is nice. We have Toby mana ready to go. Oof, it looks like our opponent mulliganed to 5. But our hand doesn't really take advantage of a mulligan to 5 unless we can draw some 2-drops. Like 2-drop into Toby would be absurd. Okay. Gremlin, sure. That is a really awkward timing to draw that card. I won't complain, though, because I have Fear of Exposure, right? I can still cast Fear of Exposure and get a land, so that's great. Enduring Vitality? Whew. They have a nice one. So they're going to have access to a lot of mana. Oh, my mana doesn't work where I can play the Beastie and Fear of Exposure. I actually think I want to kill the Vitality. So let's go Trapped in the Screen on the Vitality and play the Beastie. This still lets us get a land. That's the worst one. That is the worst one. Doesn't let me cast my stuff. I guess it helps me with Delirium with the Beastie. Oh, Exercise, okay. Alrighty. Obviously milling ourselves here to try to hit Delirium. We have Meat Locker. If I go Meat Locker, though, I can't... I think Fear of Exposure is probably my best line here. So let's go ahead and do that. And we will play this. And I will just go get a forest. That'll get us a forest. Okay. Hey, the Cartographer got us 2 lands. Okay. That's some decent value. We've got a 5/4 in play. They have this Enduring Vitality, which gives them a lot of mana. Great mulligan. They just have a great deck, full stop. There is the Thresher. I already have an instant in my graveyard. I have access to 6 mana. I'm at 16. Yeah, I feel like this is a turn where I should cast Banish. This lets me get a land unless Hand That Feed blocks. Damn, why is my opponent so good at this game? Unreal. Alright, that's fine. Look, it got me 2 lands anyways, right? I can't really complain. Let's see what they do here. If they give themselves Delirium before attacks, then I will obviously Banish from sight this before they attack. Let's see what they do. Alright, I'm gonna bounce the Thresher. Maybe I can hit Delirium here and block the Vitality. I just want to find some action here too. I need to find a sorcery to put in my yard, it looks like. Sorcery or enchantment. That I should keep. Alright, I'm taking 5. Jeez, their deck is so good. This is, by the way, this is a mole to 5. What the heck? Alright, I guess this is not really a good time to attack, but I'm at 11 life already. Sheesh. Let's Glimmer Burst, I guess. Okay, that's a good card to draw, I'm just gonna say. That is a good card to draw. I am meat lockering something, and I just gotta figure out what it is. They're drawing the Thresher, so I actually think it might be correct to just meat locker the Gremlin. Just to minimize the damage I take. Like, this is never hitting me. Like, next turn they're playing this. And I have the 5/4 and they can't attack through it. So yeah, let's do that. No attacks, no attacks. We're chilling. Player 5/4. They can, I guess, attack me and then just, like, hope to hit something good. But trading a 3/3 for a 2/2 doesn't seem very good. So I think it's just Thresher pass, and we get to do the Onslaught thing. I feel, you know what, I'll just do it just in case. Ugh, that would have been a good draw. Oh well. Let's beat down. Let's see how they block. If my Fear of Exposure dies, I have Delirium, so that's a good thing. That allows my Beastie to do stuff. 1, 2, 3. Alright. That's right. That's right. I drew my rare. You draw your rare, I draw my rare. By the way, I think my opponent's deck is significantly better than ours. They mulled a 5 and almost beat us. We need to draw this card. And that'll give us a hope. That'll give us hope. Our opponent mulliganed and scooped. They tilt mulliganed and then scooped. Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. Oh, by the way, thank you for the reminder. I just took a look at the comments. And I will put the Toby into my deck. Really appreciate the update there. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Fresh cup of coffee, ready to go. There's Toby. Oh, look at this. We even have a 1, 2, 3 start here. Beastie into Cartographer into Toby. We're naturally drawing that Plains a lot. Granted, we do have 2 Plains to Evolving Wilds, so we have 4 sources, but still. I feel like I can get away and dress one of my kids like Toby for Halloween. I'll dress up as the Beastie Befriender. Or I'll dress up as the Beast, and then Kyle or Jay can pull off Toby. Ooh, that's some fancy Plains. Turn 1 Scavenger! That's not good. Well, let's hope for not a grand entryway. No, they played that plane so fast. Reluctant Role Model? They're playing some premium cards here. Oh, we drew all of our lands. Yeah, I'm definitely attacking. Yeah, value. You know, by the way, this is the most value I've ever gotten from a house cartographer. Oh shoot, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, I am not using my brain. I am not using my brain. Okay, no, that was literally a brain fart. That was horrendous. Okay, I am not getting punished here, fortunately. I should have played Toby. I just literally do not know what I was thinking. That was awful. Let's not make that mistake this time. Wow, that was bad. Okay, they drew their blue-white land. Let's hit some... Oh, that was a good card, though. Let's cast Manifest Dread. Ooh, this is pretty important. I think I have more instance than equipment, so... So I believe we have Delirium. We are currently delirious. Okay, that is great. And let us get aggressive. Oh, God. Why did I play Toby? Oh, I'm so... Oh. Let's hope that we have enough here. Don't need to mill ourselves anymore with the Beastie. Hopefully we hit like a Megalodon off the Growing Dread. Yeah, you know what it is? I have a thing. It's just if I see a Centipede in my hand, I must play it. That must be what it was. All right, let's hit a creature. I don't have that many creatures in my deck, but let's hit one. Yikes. We already have Delirium, so it doesn't really matter. Oh! I mean, it's still a Megalodon. I mean, they should probably have been dead already. So that's what makes this really frustrating. Oh, and Dissection Tools, that's a really good one. Ay, ay, ay. Removal? Oh my gosh, we are blessed. We are truly undeserving of this victory. We are truly undeserving. Alright, Dissection Tools, Unnerving Grasp, Reluctant Role Model. Okay, so Dissection Tools. I feel like if I had a Disenchant effect, I'd already be playing it. Get Out doesn't counter it. There's an Untimely Malfunction. Blue-white could have some rooms, so maybe the Anthropede could be okay. We haven't seen any, but I'm just saying this could be a decent option. Yeah, I'm actually going to bring the Anthropede in. I never played this card because I always play best of one, but this does feel like a matchup where it can be good. And I think I can just easily cut another Glimmerlight here. Reach is also not bad against blue-white. They're going to have flyers too. So yeah. That's all I got. This is a bit of a slow hand, but I'm going to keep because it's sealed deck and hope they don't have the Scavenger turn 1. Let's go ahead and get our Forest here. And then we have Centipede Threat. We have all the mana fixing in the world. It's just, if they play like a Gremlin Tamer or a Reluctant Role Model, we get run over. That's a Cheerleader. Okay. You know, I'm probably just going to fire this off, honestly. It just... I curve out so much better if I do it that way. They have 3 mana available. This gives me access to 4 mana? Or 5 mana next turn? Yeah, let's just... There's no pressure on the board right now, so let's just try to get more mana in play. Oh my gosh. Entity Tracker? Alright. Maybe they don't have enchantments. Wow, their deck is Splitskin Doll. That's premium. Fear of Survey. Yeah, okay. This, you know, honestly, if I can't find an answer for the tracker, they are going to run away with this game. with just the sheer value that they're going to get off of all their cards. I'm just going to get the other planes. Why not? Let's play Flesh Burrower, as that is a nice way to block the tracker. I'll keep the Death Touch creature around. Like, I know this can be a 3... Oh, gee. This is only round 3. I have to fight through all of this? This is ridiculous. I have instant creature land. So let's put enchantment in the graveyard. For Delirium. No attacks. This way I can get a little more value out of Weight Room. Basically, I think, you know, they've already drawn several cards and their deck looks like an amazing blue-white draft deck. The way that I get back from this is... Unable. The way that I get... Valgavoth's Onslaught. That's the card. I don't know. Am I supposed to splash red as well? Just for more spot removal? I don't know. They have 3 cards. My creatures suck. Whatever. If you have a trick, you have a trick. This is kind of a... I'm behind. So, let's see what you got. I'm taking a bit of a risk. But if you want to move the dissection tools, go for it. Oh, man. They're not happy that I double block, because they could have flipped this over. Why didn't they just do that? Wow, they got greedy with the flip up. They should have just played Friendly Ghost. They should have just played Friendly Ghost on the Dissection Tools creature and just get in. But they really wanted to give it flying, I guess, because they didn't think I would double block. Do I have a sorcery in the yard already? Creature instant... Oh, I have Delirium already, so... Okay, I mean, we've gone through a lot of the cards. We're getting definitely some value here from threats around every corner. I'm glad I chose to put Manifest Dread as the face down card here. Because I can cast it. Now I think they're going to sack Splitskin Doll to move Dissection Tools onto the Friendly Ghost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana? Okay. I just don't want to manifest the Valgavoth's Onslaught. That would be bad. But I do have Fear of Isolation still left in my deck, so if I do see it, I'm definitely going to manifest it. I see. They're trying to get very aggressive. That makes sense. Okay, let's see what we hit off of Growing Dread. Oh, wow. Okay, let's manifest this. Let's go find another land. And I guess I'm just going to chump block with this. Although I do have Fear of Isolation. But I kind of want to bounce this anyways. So yeah, let's just block. Keep our life total high. Play to our outs. Vanish from Sight is very good. That's a nice reach creature. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Haha. I forgot about that, actually. That's actually really interesting. What do I want to do? What do I want to kill? I think it's the Entity Tracker still. I want to get that off play. I have 11 cards left. Jeez. I didn't want them to move the dissection tools over, which is why I waited. Obviously, this is bad if they have a counterspell. This is awkward because I only have 11 cards left in my deck. It's like I don't actually know. I don't think I want this, but like I'm getting dangerously close to just to decking myself. Maybe they're out of action. Okay. We are getting very close to decking ourselves. Onslaught's not even good here anymore. Wow. 3 gas cards? I don't even... They're at 28? I think I just need all the creatures just to maximize my damage. Let's see. I'm not sure though. I'm actually even going to save the meat locker. Because... I'm going to save the meat locker until they move the dissection tools over. But this puts enough pressure on the board where I feel good about being able to close the game out, which is my big concern with 6 cards left. Like, Onslaught is one of the cards left in my deck, and it's just a blank. I can do it for 1. I mean, they can hit me for 6 in the air. Or they can hit me for 6, I guess. If they want. I can just chump at Toby. Alright, that's a twitching doll. Alright, let's go ahead and tap down the friendly ghost. We need to get aggressive, so let's attack. Beat down for more damage. If they move things over to the split skin doll, that's fine. They have to sack friendly ghost to do so. They have 3 cards. I don't know what they are, though. Is it split up or something? Wow. I called it. That's really unfortunate. Now I think we're dead. Oh, well played. I actually was thinking, what is the one card that would actually beat me here? And it split up. Why did I have to open my mouth? And I don't want to show them this card. Or did I play it in the previous game? But I don't think it matters. Like, I'm at 12. I think I'm just dead. Block here. I will keep playing just because. Like, can I onslaught for 1? Wow. Split up. Okay, that's really good to know. That's the best split up ever. God, their deck is so solid. Okay, we're dead. Yeah, finding Valgavott's Onslaught in the bottom 6 cards of your library is not the key to success, I'm just going to say. Any way to counter split up. Like, if I had counterspell... Now, Get Out is interesting. Because... I do get to save 2 creatures... And it's just like a relevant card to play. And I saw no rooms. So maybe the Anthropede is not so great. And I want something like a Get Out. Just for the late game. Just to save my creatures. Counter something big. And their only flyer was like a friendly ghost. I actually at 3-4 reach body still seems fine. I think I'm going to actually cut Toby again. They have bounce spells as well, so like they have lots of good ways to just bounce my token. And I'm bringing in, I have a 3-4 in here anyways. And I feel like the reach body is a little more relevant in this matchup. This hand is not very good. I don't have that much manifest, so I just don't think this hand is worth keeping. Alright, we're gonna go to 5. Such is life. Jeez. That's unfortunate. Alright, Get Out goes on the bottom. Seize from Slumber goes on the bottom, I guess. That's really unfortunate. Mold to 5, game 3, against a really good blue-white deck. Not ideal. But we still have hope. Let's go ahead and get our planes. If I was on the draw, I would have considered also bottoming a land, but with turn 3 Centipede, turn 4 Glimmer Burst, I just kind of want to keep the mana sources, and I have a lot of good stuff to play. Hopefully just the Glimmer Burst draws us into action. If we get flooded, so be it. But the last thing I want to do is just die because I got mana screwed. Okay. I will Trapped in the Screen this, but they have better targets for Trapped in the Light. And even if they play an enchantment tier, it's not that bad for me. They're probably targeting the Split Skin Doll. You know what? I actually want them to target the Scavenger and attack with both. That would be very good for me, at least. Yep. Okay, so they have a 2/4 flyer. Wish I had another forest. I can play Trapped in the Screen this turn. Feels like a good opportunity to play Twitching Doll. Get that going. I'm going to actually just get this flyer off the board. This takes some time to get going. And I have a bounce spell, and I get to get in for 2. Jesus Christ. Overlord of the Flood Pits. This reminds me of like a draft deck I had. It was like the most busted draft deck ever. They're just going to play it again next turn. This is so dumb. I just got to hope they don't have a counterspell. Because I don't want them to replay it next turn either. So the plan here is to play either Growing Dread or Flesh Burrower. I think it'll be Growing Dread. Actually, maybe I can play it now. Maybe I can hit Delirium here. Nope. What a deck. Scavenger, Overlord of the Flood Pits, Entity, Tracker, Split Up. Unreal. I didn't see any counters in the first 2 games, so I think there's a really good chance this just resolves. I don't want land. Only 2 types still in the yard. Yeah, so we just have to get mega aggressive. But they also have Split Up. And they're now what? They're going to pass with 5 cards? No way, right? They're going to play something here. Well, that was a good draw. I'm going to wait on it, though, I think. I need to... Yep. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. The real question here is, do I just flip my creature over just to hit them for 6? Right? Just because they have the Overlord of the Flood Pits. But if I hit them for 6, I mean, it still just smacks them for a lot. You know, how much better is it to just play Fleshburrower Fear of Exposure? This just lets me continue crunching in. Now, obviously, if they have Unable to Scream as well, that's pretty bad, but... Yeah, let's go. There, it puts them at 12. It just makes it so that I can just try to pressure them. It still gets a counter. Obviously, that's not that important. But I can just hope that they don't have a removal spell. Now, they likely will. But they also have this Twitching Doll that's problematic. This has Vigilance. If I draw a land now, I can play Valgavott's Onslaught for 3. So that's another thing, right? By flipping this over, it incentivizes them to use a removal spell on the Megalodon, which keeps the Twitching Doll alive, which allows me to potentially cast the Onslaught here. A removal spell for Overlord would obviously go a long way. It looks like they do have the Unable to Scream because they've gone through lots of cards in their deck. They just have what looks like a great blue-white draft deck. Removal or land. I would prefer removal. Actually, I don't know what I would prefer. I would prefer removal. Not that. Definitely not that. I mean, look, sometimes you're just going to run to really good decks and there's not much you can do. It's just like, yep, that was a matchup. They had a great deck. Oh wait, so Overlord of the Flood Pits, Optimistic Scavenger, Entity Tracker, Split Up, Dissection Tools. Congratulations on day 2, Jack. So if they don't deal with my Twitching Doll, I can still make 3 2/2 spiders with Reach, which at least helps me block the Flood Pits, but they keep looking at my Twitching Doll, so that tells me they have removal. Oh yeah, they also have Unnerving Grasp. Good for you. Yeah, the Onslaught's just... That's the sad part. Like, they've outclassed me so hard, my Onslaught's not even close to good enough here. Wait! Wait! There's hope? There is hope? I can attack? 5/4? Good blocker? Death Touch? Good blocker? I mean, to be fair, they've also drawn 6 cards off of this. So, that was definitely a clutch removal spell, but gonna need a lot more. I mean, Valgavott's Onslaught is like a 3-for-1, so if I can cast it for 3 next turn, I mean, as long as they don't have a split up, which they probably do, we're okay. Seize from Slumber there, okay. Let's hope they don't have double removal. Because I can block the Hardened Escort with my Flesh Burrower. Alright, big attack from the opponent. They're probably going to make their Scavenger indestructible. I would be shocked if they didn't. I don't know why it took so long to figure that out. Do I block with Twitching Doll? No. I want to be able to cast the Onslaught for 3, I think. All right, we're at 3 life. Let's hope this gets it done. It looks like an Entity Tracker into a removal spell and we're dead. Yeah. God. Look, I tried. Their deck is just simply far too good. They have, I want to say, probably like a 9 out of 10. That's a 9 out of 10 2-color deck. Maybe, I mean, it might be close to 10. We'll see. They just have like the enchantment creatures too. I didn't see very much fluff in that deck at all. All right, 2-1. Let's keep going. Okay, opponent going first. I'm certainly going to keep this. I do have an interesting choice here of Beastie turn 1 or just Expanse. I think this is a fairly easy Expanse. And I'm actually going to go get Plains here. Just because I have the Seize from Slumber as my cheap interactive spell. Twitching Doll was a pretty good draw. Let's see how aggressive their hand is here. That's a piggy bank, so extremely aggressive, I'm going to say. But I will play Twitching Doll. If they have a removal spell, so be it. We'll take 3. But we get to double spell next turn, which is fantastic. Grasping Longdash. Okay, so they are curving out beautifully. I am also just playing things while building up my Twitching Doll. That is the plan here. Twitching Doll down. Unless they want to get super aggressive. Oh, okay. That would have been really funny. I'm going to block the Long Neck, but I'm actually going to take 3 here so I can draw the card off the Cartographer. Because I need a land anyways, so... Thank you for the land. right? We don't have any blue mana, but I do have Beastie into Glimmerlight, and I think I'm just going to make a 4/4 Beastie here because that blocks the piggy bank. Obviously, if they have a removal spell for the Beastie, it is what it is. Most Valuable Slayer also gets it done. Okay. That is annoying. I don't need to mill myself anymore. That is a blue source. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think where my equipment are is pretty good. Actually, let's move this over here. And then pass. This potentially incentivizes them to attack with Most Valuable Slayer, which is pretty good for us. And then I can seize from Slumber the Most Valuable Slayer. Because the piggy bank is kind of a free attack anyways. So if they kill... Yeah, so now I think they attack with both creatures on the right side. And give the Most Valuable Slayer first strike. Which is good for me. Or they can just be a coward. That's fine. I mean, I gotta use it anyway, so I don't want to take any extra damage. Gotta think about what I want to do this turn. I feel like Moldering Gym plus Paranormal Analyst is a pretty good thing to do. Now, I can attack with the House Cartographer just to find another land, which is not bad. I actually do want to do that. If they double block, then I'll just bounce the Most Valuable Slayer. Yep, that's fine. Hold on. Do I have Delirium already? Oh yeah, I have Delirium already. I'm just gonna keep this on top just because I think it's not a bad card, but I'm also gonna cycle through it with the Cartographer. So don't really mind. I just don't need to mill myself. All right. Then we'll play the Forest, and then we will... It's taking 1 damage, so we can move it here. Pass. All right, that was a good tempo turn, and we're continuing to get value here with the Cartographer, which is nice. We don't have any interaction, and they have lots of mana. That's a big, big Branch Snapper. That is a big Vanish from Sight. Wow. That is huge. Don't really care. Oh, Island? I will take the Island, actually. So now I have access to 3, 6, 7. If I play this as 8 mana, so it's actually better to go Moldering Gym, and then on the following turn, I can go Analyst Weight Room. So let's cast Moldering Gym, and I will get a blue source, because I'm never going to really need double white, but I might draw Meat Locker, and that might require 3 blue. Okay, let's play Analyst. Now, obviously, this is still just ginormous. Now, remember, I can get the other card back, so I guess I will get back Threats Around Every Corner. And now we're going to have to make a big, big block. I guess I'll move this over to the face down card here, because that'll trade. And we'll pass. Now things are a little dicey. If they have a removal spell or a combat trick, we get kind of destroyed. There's just not too much playing around it, though. What can they have? Like, Impossible Inferno is obviously very bad. They could have Frantic Strength and turn Inside Out. Frantic Strength would mean I had to do 8 damage to it, so I guess I will do this. Hey, oh, I will take that trade all day. That's a Thresher, sure. Okay, that went about as well for us as we could have hoped. Let's play Threats Around Every Corner. See if we can find a nice spell here. Flesh Burrower versus... well, no, certainly we manifest this. Get back Growing Dread. And then we get that back, and then we just get even more value. So that's awesome. I guess we'll take a Plains now. We'll play Growing Dread. They know about it. We might find a good sorcery speed removal spell. Yeah, I'll get back the onslaught. I actually don't want to get any more lands. Okay, well. You know what's funny is the onslaught I couldn't even cast for very much. I always find it super late. Alright. Mulligan. Keep. Put the island on the bottom. Let's get a plains with the Terramorphic. Ooh, that's the best card in our deck that we drew. So nice curve out here from us. Turn 2 Analyst. Turn 3 Moldering Gym. Turn 4 Onslaught for 2. Obviously, like, if I feel like I can prolong the game... If I feel like I can prolong the game, I can just keep it going. Oh, they did have Frantic Strength. Do you think they had that in the previous game? I don't know. Let's just get that off the board. Most Valuable Slayer. I'm actually gonna... No, I'm gonna just minimize my damage. Don't want the land. Okay, it was just a centipede. Ooh! We just killed Most Valuable Slayer just like that, huh? Alright, so that is a Glimmer Burst, which I actually really like here. Because I can ambush the centipede and then that'll be very good. Just playing it slow here. No rush. Onslaught will get us there. Onslaught will get us to the promised land. We're good. Just gonna make a 5/5 here. That's still excellent. The great thing about this is I can Rampant Growth, next turn get a land, and then pick it up again. So that's a ton of value. Okay, that's very good. Yeah, if I drew a land, I would have onslaughted for 5. Will note. But yeah, I think this is a good opportunity to go for the Rampant Growth. Let's get another Forest. I can flip this up to trade with the Branch Snapper. Or I can just play a bunch of things. This actually feels kind of close. They only have 1 card in hand. Let's pick this up. Okay, Grasping Longneck. No attack? Yes! I don't need to do this because Onslaught's going to get me my... Onslaught's going to get it for me here. I guess Toby doesn't seem very good here, right? So I'd rather just have this. Let's attack for 2 in the air. This is great! We played an Onslaught for 3. We have a couple of big things to flip up to. So they can't even really attack us very well. I have Delirium here. This is a... let's see, a 5/5. It'll be a 6/6 Vigilance creature. But I'm not going to flip it up unless they block. So let's just attack with... Actually, we can attack with all 3 of these. Oh, you know what? I should have flipped this up. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh well. And this blocked the centipede, so that's fine. I don't think red-green has any big wraths, although I have Waltz of Rage is, I guess, kind of scary. They're at 17. Yeah, for that reason, I'm actually going to play it a little bit safe here. Try to play a little bit around Waltz of Rage and just play like the Glimmerlight and a Rampant Growth. Like if they go Flesh Burrow or Waltz of Rage, that's really annoying. Okay, they didn't have it. And All right. 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. Damn. Oh, this tramples. Okay. Valgavott's Onslaught, getting it done. Our opponent just had like a bread and butter, just like a red-green curve out deck, but didn't play anything super busted. And obviously we have a chance against something like that. That blue-white deck though, no shot. They're like an 80-20 favorite against us. Okay, 3-1. We got 3,000 gems at least. Keep it going. Okay, opponent on the play. And we have all of our mana. We will keep this. So our mana draws have been pretty good so far. Let's play Flesh Burrower. We can Fear of Isolation plus threats around every corner. Is this the Quench? Oh, sure. Don't make a sound. It looks like they were probably short on 2 mana plays, but a blue-black control deck. That, you know, the scary thing about this is if you go blue-black and sealed, they're usually going to have some huge bombs, because blue-black is just not a strong color combination in general. It's just so much better to wait on this. Like, I already have a card to get value from. They're not going to put that much pressure on me, and blue-black is a pretty grindy matchup, so... Obviously, I could have picked up, like, the Beastie and replay it to have a 2/3 flyer in play, but for what? To take less damage from Erratic Apparition? Alright, an attack from the opponent. Glimmer Burst, okay. Hit a land. Fear of Exposure. That's interesting just in that it hits pretty hard. And I don't necessarily need the mana ramp right now. This does give me Delirium, but if they kill Fear of Exposure, I'll also have Delirium. So yeah, why don't we just go with that? And this is a nice target for Unable to Scream. So if they go Unable to Scream, then I can bounce it with the Fear of Isolation. If they just murder it, then I get to attack with the Beastie. Now, if their deck is just like mono removal spells and card draw, I don't know. Maybe I can go super crazy with like splashing Derelict Addicts and stuff. We'll see. Unnerving Grasp. Okay, they're going for a nice little tempo play here. Valgavott's Faithful, sure. All right, now that they have more cardboard in play, I'm going to just go for the threats. And I will actually get... Oh, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to get the plains here, because I might manifest it, and then I'm going to use the threats to get the forest. I don't think I have an instant in my graveyard. All right. So that did successfully get us Delirium, but I don't think, based on this board, I just don't want to attack just yet. They're blue-black, they likely have a removal spell, so I don't want to attack for 3, them kill my 2/2, and they hit me for 6 or 5. This could be a meat locker here. Derelict Addict, okay, sure. All right, this little sucker is getting me. Still nothing for me to like trap in the screen yet, so. Okay, taking 2. A most methodical opponent, I will say. Toby. Toby is a good one. I don't know if it's necessary here, though. I definitely want to just go Fear of Isolation, bounce threats, and just keep getting the ramp going. Although I guess I don't have to play threats now. I can play Toby if I want more stuff in play. I can play this if I just want more ramp. I want more ramp. I hit everything. I hit everything. We just manifested Valgavott's Onslaught. massively lowers our shot of winning this game. Oh, that really sucks. I mean, obviously there's always a risk when you manifest and self-mill, so it's like, that's part of what you sign up for. There's still a shot that they bounce this. Do I have any other way to bounce this? Oh, I have I have one Vanish from Sight left in my deck, so I'm going to be digging for that. But remember, I only have 16 cards left in my deck, so this deck is really good at milling itself. The hell is this? Winner's Grasp? I mean, they could have just ticked up Widow's Walk. Oh yeah, Winner's Intervention, sure. All right. God, they have just so many things in play. I'm at 14. I feel like I need to get something going with attacks, but I just don't have a good one. What's interesting is their deck actually doesn't strike me as something too crazy just yet. They do have a fair number of like card draw, so they're just kind of playing a Dimir control shell. It's really hard for us to actually push through damage. But next turn, we'll be able to start attacking with the big creatures that we have on the right side. I hate that everybody has that card against me. I really do. Jeez. Okay. Yep. Phantasmal Image. I haven't seen too many people play that. It is a super rare card. Come on, man. You don't have any other good attacks. Let's I have 2 4/4s in play. What are you gonna attack with? Alright, hitting the Megalodon was nice. Like I said, I want to try and be aggressive here. They do have this entity tracker, which does threaten to hit fairly hard. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 mana. I actually don't think I care about the entity tracker. I think my best bet here is just getting in for as much damage as possible. This is going to be a 6/8. Like, I just need to make something happen here, or else I'm just going to get, like, they're going to just chip damage me down. Like, I might lose out on a 2-for-1, like, if they make really, really good blocks, but I think that's still fine here. And my opponent recognizes this, and they're going to try their best to keep their life total high. Alright, they're at 9. We lost some creatures, but they can use the Valgavoth's Faithful to get back the Phantasmal Image and copy the Megalodon, which is pretty good. Hopefully I can find another way to target. But the Trapped in the Screen did allow us to get in for a lot of damage there. Fear of the Dark. Sure. That's, I mean, it's a good card, definitely. I have 1 token. How much? What else do I have? Twitching Doll. I have this Glimmerlight. I don't think I'm very close. It looks like they have a Final Vengeance, and if they do, then we're probably... That's probably the end of the road. We'll see. It's a Final Vengeance. You play enough Arena, and you see the way that they hover their cards. You just know. You just know. Well, I think that's probably going to do it here. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't have a good attack. Yeah, I mean, this is just a game where I think our opponent just had like the right interactive spells to slow us down, and then we just couldn't really push through. I'm trying to think if my black would be better. I don't know that it would. I think this is just kind of how the draw played itself out. Once again, I can bring in the Anthropede over the Toby. They have a Derelict Addict. They have a Flyer. And it's another thing to flip face up with my Manifest cards. And with Unnerving Grasp, again, with bounce effects, I kind of like Toby a little less. What are they going to copy? Fear of the Dark? Yeah, but like, I mean, it was honestly, and I don't know that it was wrong, it was just unlucky, but the decision to manifest again and us manifesting the Valgavott's Onslaught was really, really bad for us. And we tried to go for some tempo plays, and it didn't work out. Why would you attack with this? Yeah, that's right. Seized from Slumber. I'm at 4 life. Trying our best not to give up and not to surrender. That's the Phantasmal Image. Oh no, we're just dead on board. I needed to save it actually. Yeah. We're dead on board. They just level up the Widow's Walk and hit us with the Flyers. Fear of Failed Tests. Yeah, their deck is not that good. So, more props to our opponent for playing well to get to this spot, is what I'm going to say. All right, we're dead, so I'm going to not try to waste any more time. We have a lot more Magic to play, and let's move on. All right, let's take a look at our black again just to see. We have the Final Vengeance and a Murder. If I go black-green, I'll have access to more spot removal. The only thing I really need to kill is the 3-mana card. Excuse me, my brain's not working right now. The Entity Tracker. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to try the black here just because it has the hard removal. So let's try this. It still has access to enough sources of card advantage. We can play the Strangled Cemetery. We can cut this and play some number of swamps. 7, 8, 9. Okay, 13, 14. Okay, so our mana definitely gets better. We can cut the Toby that we talked about before. And this is what we have here. And then we can cut the Glimmerlight. And I got to cut one more card, and I got to do it quick. I am running out of time, so I'm just going to click. I ran out of time. Oh well. Let's see if this ends up being better for us. Keep. Well, we drew our 2 good green cards, so maybe it's not going to matter. I just think Vanish from Sight didn't seem very good against them, is my thing. Like, just bouncing their value cards that come into play and do stuff, it just didn't seem very good. So I'd rather just have... Like, there are matchups where Vanish is very good, but here I feel like I just want the hard removal that the black provides. Our opponent mulled a 5. We certainly need stuff like that for us to have a chance here. Turn 1 Faithful, sure. Got turn 2 Twitching Dull. Hopefully they don't kill it. If they kill it right now, though, I'll just Cadaver Lab and play it again next turn. We'll note that the Innocuous Rats are not so good in this matchup. I might actually board it out. Just because their deck isn't super aggro. But we'll see. Ah, okay. That is cute. Copy my Twitching Doll, you say? I mean, it seems like a good enough thing to kill. So now I'm thinking though, it's like, should I also splash blue for like Fear of Isolation Paranormal Analyst still, right? I'm just trying to think. I'm like, do I need to do something like that? I'm just making 2 4/4s. Especially when they mulligan to 5, it's like, how do you handle this? Alright, opponent just passed. I mean, I'm just attacking, so... Let's full control this. That is an entity tracker. Yep. So that's the double block. We're obviously killing the entity tracker. Gonna flip this up to get value. Like, I know I could play 2 creatures this turn, but still think it's good to get value. And no reason to play the Centipede right now. I think I can just play the Egotist. I do have an enchantment to sack, which is nice. I have this Twitching Doll in play, which I probably will crack next turn. And that will give me Delirium for the Centipede. They can attack me for Nashi to try to get some value. So I will let that happen. They whiffed. That's good. Whew. Live or die, murder. That's matchup where like cards like Defiled Crypt certainly get a lot better. Where they just have access to a ton of removal. Yeah, maybe Toby is still good enough, honestly. Alright, they got Entity Tracker. And let's add mana. Alright. Okay, what is it that I want to do this turn? I think it's simply just attack. With these. They take 7. You know what's actually funny? Is they actually take damage when I sack my Twitching Doll. So drain them like that. Then I will play the Centipede. Get another black source, I guess. But I will play this. Drain them again. Get a white source. And this, at least this game looks very good for us. Unless they have a Damnation. Even if they have Damnation, I have the Egotist to give this indestructible. Maybe it is Damnation and they don't want me they don't want to show me that they have it. Like what like they're basically just dead here. Or very close to it. Oh, Duskmourn's Domination. Oh, and they get to draw a card. Well, I'm gonna just sack this anyways because I want to drain them for 1. All right. I mean, I still just attack with everything, right? What can I get back? The Twitching Doll? Yeah. Oh, they're literally just dead on board. Okay. So glad I had the Egotist there to sack. And let's take a look again at the possible configuration. Toby does seem like just another... The thing is, I don't really have a lot of things to win in the late game with, so that's pretty good. The Anthropede, I think, is still possibly good. So I do need to find some cuts here, and I got to think about what it is. You know, I actually think it's the rats. I think in this particular matchup, I have enough cheap things to do, and I don't really care about the rats very much. I only have 1 Final Vengeance, so it's not a big deal. This still gives us access to 5 2-mana plays, so this seems a lot better here. Now the question is just like, what is the last card that I cut? I like basically all of my spells. So we did recently add Toby. It could be Toby or Anthropede. You know what? Maybe it's still just the Toby. Getting it back is really nice. But flipping this up off a manifest is pretty weak. All right, we'll just keep it like this. Okay. I actually don't mind this deck. I don't know if it's better or worse than the blue-green deck, but I don't mind this configuration either. I think in matchups where you need the hard removal a little more, maybe this is better. Man, we are only halfway through this and we're 2 hours in. This is a long, long day. All right, certainly a keepable hand. Obviously would love to find some lands here. But we do have Forest, Swamp, Stick Twister, House Cartographer. Drawing a Swamp immediately was great for the murder. So now we get to go House Cartographer turn 2. Never mind, I am playing Twitching Doll turn 2. A much better draw. Hopefully they don't have the removal spell here. God, if this Twitching Doll lives, it's so good. It's so unbelievably good. Like, we can either double spell or play threats around every corner. And if they kill it, all of a sudden I'm just playing one spell a turn. Yeah, they murdered it. Well, at least they murdered it and not the 2 damage card. I'm actually going to play the House Cartographer here. The reason being is if they choose to not... Like, this actually makes me take less damage, possibly. Even if they play a follow-up creature here, they don't want to attack me and have me kill the creature and then get a land, right? So, anybody who plays a blue-black control deck, they're not going to want to give me value. Alright, Cracked Skull, sure. They might take the murder now. They might take the murder now. It's going to be one of the 3 cards in the middle. Threats around every corner, eh? Okay. I mean, I really want to find a land, so I feel like I'm just going to kill this thing. I have a Final Vengeance for something else, so... Like, being able to find Evolving Wilds or Plains seems really nice. I will sandbag the Plains. And that also gave us Delirium. So next turn we can go Stick Twister plus Trapped in the Screen and continue getting an advantage with House Cartographer. I will say, I am very down on the Cartographer, but this has been the best Cartographer, like, in all my limited experiences. It's gotten me so many lands. It's a Final Vengeance. No, Winter's Intervention. All right. They were sick and tired of getting valued over there. Ooh, Derelict Addict. Don't mind if I do. Perfect thing to sack to my Final Vengeance. Now we'll play the Plains, and boom. Stick Twister online. Alright, get some damage in. They're on 4 cards. I think it's pretty even. If they deal with the Stick Twister, it's a pretty even situation. So it's just kind of on top deck modes. Hopefully we can find our XGG rare. Phantasmal Image on Stick Twister. Okay. They do not have Delirium. They do not have Delirium. Do I want to kill this? Huh. I do. I still have Final Vengeance, and I want to try to... I was looking to see if I can target their creature with the Widow's Walk. The nice thing about this, actually, is I can sack Trapped in the Screen and level up Widow's Walk next turn. And because I just have a lack of a better option, this is kind of why I did it. It's pretty clear they don't have a removal spell for the Stick Twister. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because I drew Seize from Slumber, let's just keep putting pressure. Just kill everything. Let's just kill everything. This way, like, by continuing to get in damage with the Stick Twister, it makes it so that at some point they can't just choose to take the 2 damage for free, and they're going to need to start sacrificing things. Especially next turn, we're going to be able to double activate Widow's Walk, which is quite nice. They finally found a removal spell. Duskmourn's Domination, sure. And we were not able to find a creature. Okay. Alright, we've unlocked both Widow's Walk. So any creature is decent here. Any creature is decent. We've drawn 10 lands. Not ideal. So they are on the cusp of coming back. Obviously, we have a lot of good draws here. XGG Rare, please. I can cast it for 4 if I draw it next turn. Fear of Failed Tests. That's a good one. And I'm going to cast it before they have any counter spells, because this card is terrifying. But we drew land number 11, by the way. 11 lands. 11 lands. Not good. Really, really not good. Unnerving Grasp. Yeah, this is brutal. They're getting a lot of value. I mean, I got a good deal of value as well. I got a card off the Cartographer. You know, I had the Widow's Walk. I played a couple of these, but now it's just like, I mean, you know, if you're playing for a lot on the line and this is what happens, it is what it is. We need an Onslaught. It's not an Onslaught. I'm going to save this Seize from Slumber. I don't know what this card is. So I'd rather... What do they have in the graveyard? That's fine. I can now cast it for 6. For 5? Wait, no. A 10, 11 mana. I can cast it for 5 now if I draw it. All right, I mean, we got another land out of our deck, which is good. So, you know, that's a thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we have 5 lands left in our deck, so very, very high hit rate here. We'll take it. Let's see what they put in the graveyard. I hope it's not like... Okay, it's just a land. That makes sense. Fear of the Dark, sure. It's a 5/5. Now, our creature is a 5/3 Vigilance attacker with Death Touch. So they might just block with the Stick Twister. We did find the Egotist, which is quite nice. The Egotist is really, really nice. Yeah, that was a fantastic find. Indestructible with the Death Touch. Very, very good. Obviously, we're going to pay. They do get to Surveil, too. They kept one on top. Oh my gosh. They're at 6 life. God, that's so gross. That is so gross. Yep. I mean, I drained them. They're at 4. They got to be careful with how they attack. That one has Menace, so I can't do anything about it. Alright, let's see what I draw. Come on, deck. Come on, deck! Not ideal. Not ideal. I mean, it's a legal Magic the Gathering card. They have to block with the Loner. Oh, man. What do I sack? Is it the Widow's Walk? Probably, right? Just to have an extra body in play. That's a double lethal attack. Yep. Alright. I mean, very close game, but we're just... A lot more lands than the opponent. A lot more lands. They have an enchantment here, too? Come on. Alright, I feel like it's Valgavots or bust at this point. or a way to put 2 more permanents into play. The Innocuous Rat would obviously be very good. That seems a little too aggressive. Yeah, I like this better. Just attacking with Fear of the Dark. Or actually just attacking with the Vile Mutilator is better. Alright, deck! Save me! Come on! We're not milling. Come on! Ah, gosh. I don't have a good attack. Alright. That's 2 things to sacrifice to the Egotist. I just need to top deck 1 more, I guess. Oh my gosh. They are at 3. Can I sack itself? No. When I sack a permanent, and they don't really have lethal, this is super close. I hope they have 4 lands in hand. Or no answer for my Egotist. That's the big thing. Okay. Okay. I see. They want me to just block with Flesh Burrower. They want me to just block with Flesh Burrower and let it die. Oh, no. It just triggers no matter what. Okay. Okay. There are 2 life. Egotist is still indestructible. I can make it indestructible later as well. I'm at 7. Let's see what they find. Final Vengeance. No, it's Live or Die. Oh, wow. They're gonna copy my Egotist to survive. That's insane. Or maybe they copy the Mutilator? Wow, that's really heads up. Alright, I need Valgavott's Onslaught, I guess. Here we go. Here's another big top deck. Come on! Oh, man. That was so close. That was so freaking close. Man, they found a line. Good work, opponent. I mean, it taps it down. Yeah. So I can go up to 7. This actually just doesn't work at all. Yeah. That's really unfortunate. Really close game. They need to play another creature. I mean, they also just drew like a lot more gas than we did. I think we simply just got far too flooded this game, and that ended up costing us. That's all there is to it here. Like, we drew some cards, but like there were some really important cards that we needed to find, and God, that really freaking sucks. Yeah, I think I like the blue version better, but the black version did not seem bad. The black version is better in grindy matchups, I think, because the Derelict Addicts, the 2 damage doesn't matter as much. But I feel like, in general, I like the blue. I'm going to keep this. I have my best card, and I have Seize from Slumber on turn 2. If I can find a forest, this hand's great. If I can find other land sources, then I can Glimmerburst into finding some things. But given that I have a Seize from Slumber, Glimmerburst, and Vanish from Sight, oh, and then we drew Trapped in the Screen, like, we can stumble a little bit, but I just feel like my win percentage skyrockets when I just literally draw my Valgavott's Onslaught, that I think it's worth it. If I didn't have the Onslaught, I would have mulliganed. I think I'm gonna I want to just keep hitting land drop, so I'm going to cast Glimmer Burst. I don't mind taking some damage here from Fear of Infinity. Stock Researcher, sure. Draw some cards. Maybe now is a good time to Trapped in the Screen and then cast the Manifest Dread. Sure. Exiling the Fear of Infinity at some point is good, so I think the turn where I can like double spell is pretty good. And we're at this point we're gonna just try our best to weather the storm so that we can play an Onslaught for 3 minimum. And I did this because I still have a Seize from Slumber if they play like an Overlord or something. Unable to Scream for an aggressive... That's highly aggressive. Sure. Right, let's play Moldering Gym. Let's go get Island. Doesn't really matter. Let's play Cartographer. Let's play Terramorphic and pass. Actually, let's attack for 1. All right, so we can Onslaught for 3 next turn, which is great. I'm not going to run it out, though, if they keep up Counterspell mana. If they keep up Counterspell mana, then I'm just going to cast Weight Room. Okay, that's a Dissection Tools. Good, but certainly going to run out the Onslaught here now. Ethereal Armor, okay. Let's get Forest. All right. That was a you know, a good spell to cast. We have they're all creatures, by the way. Granted, Toby doesn't do much, but the Analyst can be very, very good. They have lots of mana available. I think I'm just gonna keep, like, I'm just gonna attack with these and just see what they do. If they flip it up, then I can just kill the creature. But I want them to use their mana. Yeah, that's fine. I want to be able to get to 8 mana so that I could flip up the Analyst and cast Weight Room. So I just play the 5/7 instead. If they play a creature, then they have to move the Dissection Tools. Like, you know, I'm just trying to play around whatever tricks that they can be representing here, and just holding my, because these spells are going to be good. Whenever I cast one of these 2 spells, it's going to be a blowout. All right, Shelter, exactly. Sure. You're not going to attack me. I guess you could. So I have access to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. No reason to kill that right now, honestly. I can just attack here. Then play Flesh Burrower and Moldering Gym, or Weight Room rather. That was a good hit. Fear of Isolation is a large flyer. It's a 5/6 flyer. And then next turn, if I draw a land, I can cast both of these cards. Stay hidden, stay silent. Okay. Oh, and they get to manifest. Very nice. They can manifest and move the Dissection Tools even. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but... just all in on the Stock Researcher. It's probably bad. I can also vanish from sight my Unable to Scream with the Megalodon and hit them for lethal there too. So land was actually really big. But let's think here. Like, if I kill the Stock Researcher, that's going to cost me 6 mana, up to 6 mana. And then that dies. This blocks here. And then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I attack with everything, I can vanish from sight my Unable to Scream. Well, what if I cease? No. That's not good. All right, let's just not mess around here. Whatever. I don't think they care about my cartographer. Yeah. All right. They're at 2, and this is my board. It's going to be very hard for them to win. Even if they cast Split Up to kill my tap creatures, I can vanish from sight the unable to scream and attack for lethal. All right, got that one. The bounce effects seem pretty good here, especially when they're playing cards like Shelter by Ghost and stuff. So I think I like the blue. I just think blue-green generally is a little bit stronger. And they didn't really play any big creatures that I absolutely had to kill. So I think the bounce is about as good as the black removal. And do I want Anthropede? What are they, blue-white? I just think in general, against blue-white, I like the Anthropede, and I'll just cut to Toby. Although, given what I've been playing against, maybe I should just be main decking Anthropede and Sealed. I got the Onslaught again. I'm keeping. Turn 2 Cartographer. Man, also this Analyst is going to be amazing if we find a blue source, which we did. God, I gave away that I have the Onslaught. Do you think they saw it? There was a little delay. Alright, so I can't actually attack through that. I'm just going to play the Analyst. Like if I top deck a Manifest Dread or something, I think that's really good. Obviously if they have a Murder or something. They do have 7 trillion Unable to Screams. And a Trapped in the Screen. Sure. I'll go get an island with this, but I don't want to give away that I have a plains just yet. We're playing for real stakes this time, okay? I gotta play it a little bit more for serious. Okay. The old Esper, the old Baelmerk Leech Stocked Researcher Grand Entryway deck. Sealed deck. What do you, my question is just, what are you splashing? Like these are all mediocre 2-drops. But we're at 12, so I can't really say much. They dealt a bunch of damage to me. I'm in trouble. There's the Anthropede. Don't want to attack. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if I can find a really good play next turn, I can hold off on the Onslaught for one more turn. But we'll see kind of what they have in store for us. This is a lot of damage that's coming in for us, which is why I didn't attack with the Cartographer. If they put a counter on the Stocked Researcher, it's kind of a problem. If they do it on the Baelmerk Leech, I can just double block the Baelmerk Leech. And I think I'm going to do that. Like, if they have Intervention, they have Intervention. Is kind of where I'm at. And this is the most annoying card, because it's a 3-3 that drains me, and this is a situational 3-3. Alright, so they got my Anthropede. I am at 6 life. This is a really close decision here. I'm going to wait a turn. And I'm going to just keep this back. No reason to attack. I want to have a 3-3 back to block. And let's see what they do. If they kill my Cartographer, I'm still technically not dead. Okay. Now I will chump block the Stocked Researcher. Alright. And we're gonna try to stabilize off this Onslaught. I assume I have Delirium. I should be careful though, hold on. It doesn't matter anymore. Instant creature lands, yeah, we have Delirium. Oh, we have triple threats around every corner. Alright. Well, we have all the lands out of our deck. I've never actually done that. Okay. No more basic lands in our deck. We have 1 Terramorphic left. And 3 5/5s to stabilize with. So we're gonna likely draw mostly gas. Which I like. We're at 4 life. Have to be careful. Let's see what their last card is. They're being very careful with how they tap their mana. Drowned Diner. Okay, that makes sense. They can't attack me. They do have the ability to meat locker us. Oh, double vanish? That's big. I feel like they're going to go for the win here, right? What they're going to do is meat locker, tap down my creature, and go for the win. I want both creatures to be tapped. Because if both creatures are tapped, I can vanish from sight one of them. Probably the Stocked Researcher. And then, if they play another creature to block, I can bounce that too. Alright, they blocked. That's fine. Alright, they're at 10 life. We have 3 lethal attackers. Fear of Infinity does not block. Fear of Infinity does not block. They could have Final Vengeance, I guess? Are they forgetting that they have Meat Locker as an option? I think so. Alright, Dissection Tools. Alright, we got it! We got it! Feels great. Feels great. All we need to do is attack, and they are dead. They can't even attack with the Researcher. Alright. Also, I think I'm just going to main deck the Anthropede over Toby. I probably should have done that the whole time. I just haven't played enough Sealed, and I really think Anthropede is pretty bad in normal draft, but it just seems like the games go longer. You can just pay 6 mana to kill a room sometimes, and obviously right now killing one of these wouldn't be so great, but it has reach too, which helps me survive the early game against cards like Fear of Infinity, and it's just another body to flip over, and I have a lot of Manifest in my deck. How did this... Oh, okay, sure. Anyways, they're dead. Yeah, they played the Fear of Infinity. So they put themselves in a position to win. So props to them for doing that, but not quite enough to defeat one of the best rares in the entire set. It's really, literally our only chance of winning or making day 2. We just have to do it 3 more times. Hold on, I need to change a sideboard card. By the way, this is the worst type of deck. I told you, I wanted a really good deck or a really bad deck. And I think we have like a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6 out of 10 deck, and we're 4 and 2. This is literally the worst situation to be in. Alright, our hand is fine. Ooh, it got better. We drew Twitching Doll. Let's go get that Plains, because very good chance Twitching Doll dies. They are blue and white, turn 2 Stocked Researcher. And we're going to go Twitching Doll into probably Analyst Glimmerlight. Could see a world where we Moldering Gym as well. Never mind, we're just going to go Moldering Gym. Just to get the ramp going. Probably going to get a Forest here. Given that we have the blue source. I have Trapped in the Screen, but not really interested in using it on the Stocked Researcher. Our opponent has Glimmer Burst mana available here. God, what are these? I hate these lands. Alright. My plan here is to play the Analyst and Glimmerlight, and I'm going to play the Expanse, because what I want to do is set myself up for a Weight Room next turn. So this is a little bit worse if they play an Enchantment, because they can hit me for 3 next turn. But I think that's fine. I actually am interested in drawing the Analyst, so I will fetch my land first, and I will just get Plains. Just because there is a world where I play double white spells. I can foresee such a world. Next turn, we still can go Analyst plus Glimmer Burst, which is quite nice. They have 3 cards in hand. We will just pass. This is why I like the blue, right? This is another source of card advantage. And black only gives me 2. And these are way better card draw spells. The Meat Locker, the Analyst, and the Glimmer Burst. So I'm scared of their hand. They haven't been playing anything. So they either have removal or just like really busted cards. Alright, Grand Entryway is fine. They might actually Rotunda here. I'm at 17 though, so it's not even that bad. Like, they spend 5 mana to get 3 power and 3 toughness worth of stats. So, like I said, this card is just fine. It's very, very good if you have, like, actually good Eerie cards. Not Researcher, but, like, Gremlin Tamer, Entity Tracker, stuff like that. Looks like they have, like, a Counterspell or a Vanish. I don't know exactly know what they have. That was probably the worst weight room ever. Like, actually the worst. Just, oh. That's kind of gross. I'll put it on the Analyst. They have green. They could have Monstrous Emergence. Although I guess they could still kill it with Monstrous Emergence. With 4 mana up and them choosing not to Rotunda, I'm not going to attack. Next turn I might. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, only 5 lands left in the deck. That's good. Meaning we have a pretty good chance of finding things. Also, like, don't underestimate the Surveil here. That's also quite nice. We'll see what they do. If they try to clear the way, like if they kill this, that's kind of annoying. Honestly, Vanish from Sighting my weight room is not terrible, right? It's like I put this on top, but then I get to put a 5/5 and draw a card. So obviously Fear of Isolation would be way better. Or you know what? What about just XXG? What about that? Fear of Abduction. That's a very good one. That is a good one. And it was a land too. It's annoying. All right, well, certainly that's worthy of using Trapped in the Screen on, so I will do that. Hey, I get a forest back. Thank you for the forest. Well, Flesh Burrower at least allows me to attack. But that was one of their big plays. Still holding this Vanish from Sight just because I don't know what it is that I want. But like I said, it is very tempting to go Vanish from Sight on my Moldering Gym. Get another land out of my deck. I have infinite mana. And the card that I lose, I get back because of the Analyst in play. Glimmer Burst number 2. Is that number 2? No, just number 1. Why did I think they just had Glimmer Burst the entire time? Cult Healer, okay. Oh, that is a very, very good draw. Threats around every corner is a very, very good draw. We'll play that. Come on. Really? I have 2 lands left in my deck. Okay. Ah, this is annoying. I can't really attack. I can attack with Flesh Burrower and a token. The thing is, they have the Rotunda. They have the Rotunda. The Analyst can't really do a good job of blocking against Rotunda. So I might want to just move, because I don't want to block. This is never getting in front of a 4/4. So this should probably go on something else. Probably this card. We'll just pass. I mean, this is just the problem is now I have 16 cards left in my deck. The Onslaught is just, if I draw the Onslaught, like how do I win? Like, I'm just going to deck myself. I have to be really careful. That is the one thing with this deck. It kind of lacks finishing power. Like, I just went with the Onslaught every single time. How do I hit 2 lands off of that? That's... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ghostly Dancers? What? Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and then whenever you fully unlock a room. Oh, it doesn't go on the freaking stack? Are you kidding me? Oh, I should have bounced the Ghostly Dancers. That was a mistake. I actually did not know that interaction. Oh, this is awful. Actually awful. My bad. That is actually my bad. That's a big whoops. I should have bounced the Dancers in response. Is it a must? Is it a must? Yeah, that was a humongous punt. Unbelievable. I thought it goes on the stack. I really did. So they got a free 3-1 out of the deal. Okay. Let's go! Let's go! I have 14 cards left in my deck. I can do this for 4, 5, 6, for 5. That mills 10 cards. I just don't need to use threats around every corner. But I think I need I think I need to do it for that much. So I cast this for 5. That puts me down to 4 cards left in my library. I just don't need to search, and I'm okay. Oh, they have Split Up as their last card. Am I going to get Split Up again? I think so. What? That's... Yep, I got Split Up. It's like, what can I do, right? What can I do? I wish I had a counterspell in my deck. That would be so nice. That's gross. The way they blocked, I was like, oh, they have a Wrath. They don't have anything to get back, fortunately. I mean, I can Vanish from sight something on top of my deck. Maybe my best bet is actually just hoping that they don't hit an enchantment. Yeah, that's probably better. I have 2 cards left. One is a House Cartographer. One is something else. Okay. Wait, you have another play? What's the other play? Is it an exercise? Cathartic Parting? I mean, I can't win if they have literally anything. Yeah, this comes in and it exiles something. And they get a 3-1 flyer. Yeah. That's really frustrating. I don't have a good answer to the Wrath. I'm going to deck myself with that card. The black doesn't really help me. I think Get Out is a reasonable card against this deck. And I can just cut one more card here. Yeah, and I'll just cut Glimmerlight. All right. That was really annoying. Like, the one card in the entire deck, right? One of the only cards that they can have there to get out of that spot. Minus, of course, just having a counterspell. I mean, I probably just will counter anything here. Like, just, I know it's a way to save my things later, but They're also playing a turn 2, which tells me that they're leaning on it to like filter through their draws too, potentially. Maybe not. Okay. Seems like a good opportunity to just cast Vanish. Try to find something. Okay, that's fine. Pretty decent turn. Let's race. Exorcist. Emerge from the... That is so weak. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. I get it. Alright. Although I don't have, like... Whatever. I just gotta use my mana here. Speed down. Mostly because I do have it trapped in the screen anyways. So this helps if they play another creature to help block the Fear of Exposure. If they kill the Fear of Exposure, it's hard to just straight up kill it though. They have like exile effects. But next turn I do have the ability to mill. Wow, they really don't want me to draw cards. Okay, hit the onslaught. What's new? What is new? Am I right? Let's keep an even keel. Obviously they can have split up, but at least I have one big creature regardless of what they do. You want to kill my tap creatures or untap creatures? If they attack with the doll, I'm snap blocking. They 100% have split up based on the way that they've been playing. So... they're going to kill my 2 untapped creatures, and I still have a 5/4 to attack with, so... Yep. Alright, Fear of Exposure. Get in. I hope that their only defense is creatures. Okay. We are going to continue attacking. And hope they're out of action. Okay. My creature tramples. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let us go. You and I. Alright, let's keep it rolling. I like that our opponent plays reasonably fast. That's a good thing. Game 3. Certainly a hand that I'm snap keeping. Let's lead things off with the beastie here. Try to get Delirium as quickly as possible. Stock Researcher from the opponent. Put a creature in the yard. Play Manifest Dread. Put a land in the yard. And we're on 3 out of 4. Splitskin Doll to loot? Okay. I don't mind that. Do I even want to mill myself? Probably. I probably do. Okay. This is a land. They can't lock a room next turn. See what they do? I can kind of blow them out with the Seize from Slumber if they choose to attack with the Splitskin Doll. Stay hidden, stay silent. Okay. Never mind. just try to keep the board clear here. Don't need to mill anymore. Natural Island was very good, as we get to just cast Growing Dread. Okay, Growing Dread. Certainly no need to cycle the Megalodon. Twitching Doll. Wow. Okay. I can't play the Megalodon, and I don't have an island, unfortunately. So this is actually super interesting. It's like they have 2 cards in hand. I think my best bet is to try to get value with Twitching Doll. So let's go get a blue source here with this. And add a counter here. Wow, that creature is better than Cult Healer. So that's something to be mindful of. Blue source. Flip it up. Add some nominal amount of mana. Alright. Let's play Megalodon. And pass. Meat Locker Drown Diner means that we have some card draw available. I told you it was good. I did tell you it was good, right? Especially with the locker room. But it's okay. We will... Actually, I'm going to lead things off with a Drowned Diner first. I mean, obviously we can just... Meat Locker, but what if I find like a better removal spell? It's unlikely. Alright, Get Out means I do want to play my blue sources. Just tap that down, beat down. Okay, this is looking good. And, you know, Twitching Doll for 3 2/2s. That's my plan. Also, Get Out? Bouncing Meat Locker plus Growing Dread is awesome. I'm wondering, actually, if I should be main decking this. It does seem pretty good in grindy games. The double blue is something that I was concerned about, though. How many rooms do I have? I feel like I don't have a million rooms, though. But the Glimmerlight's been kind of mediocre in this deck. Paranormal Analyst, okay. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. I have 17 cards. I'm gonna wait. They have lots of cards. They could have all kinds of interaction. I can be pretty selective with this Get Out. I do need to figure out when I want to pop my Twitching Doll. Ghostly Dancers, Getting Back, Stay Hidden, Stay Silent. I can also just counter it. Yeah, let's just counter it. Now again, Split Up is something that I'm definitely concerned about. Okay, so that's an Unable to Scream. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I think it's play the Onslaught, but obviously Split Up is just like an absolute disaster. I just gotta hope they don't have it. And if they do have it, I'm all in on Twitching Doll. Yeah, they have it. They have it. Oh well. That's the thing. I mean, we're playing against like multiple blue-white decks with Wraths and like Ghostly Dancers. Like, there's only so much I can do. Yeah, it's, you know. It is what it is. If they kill my Twitching Doll too, it's just... Like, the other line was to just, like, Twitching Doll and make a bunch of tokens. But, yeah. Oh well. Like I said, my deck wasn't, like, insane or anything. And sealed deck, you're just gonna run into just some, like... absolute haymakers, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough to win. Like, split up is the perfect counter to my sweeper, to my Valvagot's Onslaught. It's literally the perfect sweep, perfect answer. So, like, there's not much I can do, right? Cold Healer. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I actually feel like Twist Reality is amazing in Sealed, and I really wish I had it because that would have just let me play around stuff like that, right? Like saving 2 creatures there from the Wrath. I feel like I need to counter the Ghostly Dancers anyways. So yeah. We just don't have the resources to kill them. Yeah, I mean, I could have sacked this the turn before. I guess, I mean, it's one of those things, maybe I'm supposed to never cast Onslaught. But the thing is, like, I'm getting close to decking myself too. So do I just, like, hope they don't have split up and win the game on the spot? Or continue to draw out the game where it gets to the point where I can't even cast the card because I'm not going to have enough cards left in my deck, right? So that's kind of the situation that I was in there. We have 2 cards left. Yeah, it's game. Oh well. It's a nice long video. We got some gems out of this. You know, like I said, this was kind of the worst situation to be in. Opening kind of a medium pool, right? Having to splash for some white removal spells. Like, this deck was fine, but certainly not something that I'm surprised didn't make it into the second day. We ran into some really, really good decks. We ran into the best blue-white deck I've ever seen in Sealed deck with Split Up, Overlord, etc. And then we ran into Split Up again. And if you take a look at this deck, we've got a fine curve, and etc., etc. But honestly, the way that we win almost all of our games is with the Valvagot's Onslaught, and maybe also just getting some card advantage, right? Along with the Moldering Gym. So it's just, we had a few ways to win, lots of ways to get ahead on cards, but I felt like the Onslaught was really one of the few ways to actually close out the games. And if you take a look at what we had, I mean, do I play Skull Crab and try to deck people? I don't know. I don't feel like I have that many enchantments. Oh, I did have 7. So maybe the Skull Crab is actually something that I should have played? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I should have done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I mean, maybe I should have played the Skull Crab. It's a card that I almost never consider, but something that maybe I should have done this time around. I think Get Out is a card that I also could have main decked. That's certainly a thing. I made a mistake in the game with the Ghostly Dancers. Fortunately, we won that game and we learned from that one. But Get Out, maybe that is a counterspell. So that is a counterspell. So maybe I should have played it. But the way that we lost 2 of our games, at least, was to Split Up. And outside of that, I don't really see a lot else I could have done. I think Marina Vendrell is just going a little too deep, probably. I think this was just kind of unfortunate. I mean, we got it up to 4 wins. We ran it up. We got 5,000 gems, which is great. But we fell a few wins short of making it into the second day, sadly. And so, sadly, this is a 3-hour video. At least I'm not going to break it up into multiple parts. It's just one video, 5,000 gems. We tried our best. And we just got split up 1, 2. We got split up twice in that match, right? Twice in that match. So we straight up just lost to that one card. And then in a previous match, we also lost the split up. So going to have nightmares about split up, sadly. But it is what it is. I think if I were to give my deck a score, it'd be about a 5.5 out of 10, maybe. And the only reason is because I have this. And I will say our deck was very good at milling itself. But anyways, it is what it is. Can't always get there. I feel like I do pretty poorly on the qualifier weekends. I mean, Sealed deck. You know how I feel about Sealed deck in general. I'm not a big fan. And with the Arena Opens, at least you get multiple opportunities. I like the draft element, but not so much a Sealed, but it's okay. Got to go home with some gems. Well, I am home, but I hope you still got to appreciate Magic with stakes on them, right? High stakes Magic is always more exciting. Unfortunately, we were just not able to quite get it done this time around. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Additionally, check out tcgplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. You want to pick up that booster box for your local draft, you want to pick up some singles for a regional championship or for your commander deck, make sure you check them out. Click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories, deck boxes, playmats, and more. heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.